Hi, I'm Angela, and you're watching DayOne Reacts to Music. Up next is a request by Russell Cruzan. He requested Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. Let's take a listen. The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and a wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know you." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
So their bodies were never recovered. That is so sad. And it's like I know it was gonna be about a shipwreck, because it's called, the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. But I wasn't expecting it to be so him to be so graphic and so detailed in his retelling of the story. And it's like you can just see everything happening, like how he was saying how when the wind kicked up, and they were in the middle of breakfast, and he was, well, breakfast is going to have to wait because we have to get ready for this storm that's coming for us. And then saying, it's been a pleasure of knowing you guys. Oh my God. And it's just imagining how those people just knew that they weren't going to survive that. And it was just it was supposed to be just a regular, freight trip, picking up product from one port, and taking it to another port, getting a new shipment, and just taking it to another area. You never think that it's going to result in like you losing your life, man. And we just don't us is like, people that don't do this sort of thing. We don't think about how people's lives are really at risk when they do these kinds of jobs, like these freightmen and all, like the what do you call it, the drillers, like the oil drillers out in the middle of the ocean. How dangerous their lives really are, and how much we should be respectful of their jobs. It's like they put their lives at risk every single day because you never know what's gonna happen, man. And it's just supposed to be just a regular, shipping excursion, just to, drop off and pick up and pick up and drop off, and they never got to go back home to their families, and their bodies were never found. So their families they didn't even have the they didn't even have they wasn't even able to bury their loved one. That is so sad. Man, that was a good song. That was a really good song because it just you felt it made you feel what those people what you would imagine what they felt. Of course, you could never feel what they were feeling, but you can just imagine what they were feeling. And oh, man, that was a good song. Gordon Lightfoot. That's an interesting name too. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button so you know next time when my videos is being uploaded. And if you'd like to support the channel, please click in the link in the description below to my Patreon. And if you like the video, please share it out with your friends. Bye.